Okay, we're going to mix challah dough. It's a simple preparation. In this bowl we have yolks, whole eggs, oil, and cold water. If you don't want to have a bunch of whites sitting around, you could use 100% whole eggs, so weigh the weight of the yolks plus eggs, whole eggs. You can just do that entire weight just with whole eggs if that's preferable. And here we have all-purpose unbleached flour, instant yeast, salt, and sugar. If you're mixing in a stand mixer like this KitchenAid, you'll want to always have your wet ingredients in first, because otherwise the hook will not be able to pick up all the dry ingredients if you put those in before the wet ingredients. And the dough is firm for all the right reasons. The reason we want a firm dough is because our strands will be much more prominent and proud, because with a dry dough they won't merge together as they might do if the dough were wetter. That being said, it can be very stressful on the mixer. So my instructions called for, I believe, 5 minutes on medium speed. If your mixer is a little old and cranky, just mix it maybe 10 minutes on first speed or 8 minutes on first speed, and finish it if you can with a minute or so on second speed. Suffice it to say that we want the dough to be very well developed, and that too is going to result in braids that are prouder. There'll be a nice distinction among all the different strands. If you've got a well developed dry dough, that's the best ticket for a good challah. Is there a timer that I could use? Put it on, no, put it on 8. Yeah. Because flour absorption varies considerably depending on the season of the year, to some extent the age of the flour, humidity and things like that, it's very important for all your doughs that as soon as it comes together you check it for consistency, so that you add small bits of whatever's necessary to correct the dough. You can hear already the mixer is a little bit groaning and saying, this is not what I bargained for. So right about at this point, I'll turn it off, give it a good scrape down. And right back on. So the dough has pretty much come together in terms of incorporation of ingredients, so now's a good time for me to check it for consistency. And this is what we want, okay? It's quite firm. If this were a baguette dough, you could be guaranteed that you'd never get anything better than mediocrity in the results if it were that firm, because a dough like baguette really benefits from extra moisture. Very few doughs are as firm as a challah dough. And instead of strenuous 5 minutes on medium speed, we will just let this go on first speed for about 8 minutes, and then we'll give it a minute or so of second speed. There's 5 left. Watching this mix might, for some people, be the same as watching paint dry, but for other people, it's a lesson in seeing how a dough develops through the act of mixing, and the way it smooths out the longer the mix goes, and it will change. Often it'll even change slightly in terms of color. This isn't really that smooth yet, and it's also not particularly strong. I don't want it to shred that easily. And so there was quite a lot you can learn just from watching this mix. You'll also see that it's starting to climb the hook. That's a sign that it's starting to build up some gluten structure. And probably the best way to get it down when it climbs too high is not to do it the way I just did, but to actually turn the mixer off and pull it down. Okay. I thought I saw a speck of something, I guess not. Good. Okay, so you could hear that when it went from off to on, that it was really a little challenging for the mixer. It kind of like that. It's kind of, I feel often that way when I get out of bed in the morning too. But now we're going to bring it up to a faster speed. But I'll start it more slowly, and now we'll bring it up.
timer on this one too.
How long has that been? About a minute?
It's been a
Minute and a half?
So
Minute?
It's been a minute.
We'll give it 30 more seconds. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, I think we've got a nice ball of dough here. That should be good. So that was about 8 minutes on slow speed and a minute and a half or so on second speed. I also felt that the top of the mixer, the motor was getting a little bit warm. So if you have an older mixer and that's a danger, it's not worth burning your mixer out. So what you could simply do is mix it, say, for 5 minutes on first speed and then turn it off for 10 minutes. Let it cool down and then pick it up again. Or you could do it like this the whole way, which would just really feel good on your hands. Okay, so there's our challah mix. And we'll let it ferment right in here so that we don't have to wash excess dishes. And we'll put something on top.
So you use the paper towels. That's the paper towels.
Okay. Now, let's see.
Did I lie to you?
It's not out, it's just a,
The comedy of error.
that's what we want, the big one.
That's
That's
the big
great,
one.
thanks. Keep it well covered because it is dry and you don't want it to dehydrate. So I'll actually go over it twice. That's pretty secure. There. That can just stay here for now.